Did you know that effective communication is one of the most important factors for relationship success? So many relationships struggle or even fail because partners don't connect on a deep level through open sharing and understanding each other. In today's video, we will unpack some key communication skills you can use immediately, like active listening without judgment, expressing your feelings through I statements, asking questions to gain new perspectives, and managing conflicts with empathy and care. By the end, you'll walk away with practical tools to enhance intimacy through strengthened communication. So let's dive in and learn how to build healthier bonds. Active listening. One of the most impactful things you can do for better communication is to become a better listener. We've all been in conversations where we're so focused on what we want to say next that we aren't fully present and engaged with the other person. Active listening is about setting aside your thoughts and agenda to listen with empathy and understanding. Some key aspects of active listening include maintaining eye contact, nodding your head occasionally, reflecting back on what the other person said to check your understanding, asking open-ended questions to encourage them to expand on their point, and showing them you care through your body language and facial expressions. It can help diffuse tension and make the other person feel heard when you actively listen without interrupting or getting defensive. Try rephrasing what they said from their perspective to confirm you truly understand how they see the situation. This builds trust and opens them up to hearing your perspective as well. I statements for expressing feelings. Another important part of communication is expressing your feelings honestly in a way that doesn't attack the other person or damage the relationship. One technique that can help is using I statements that own your feelings rather than accusations that start with you. For example, instead of saying, "You always leave your dirty clothes on the floor, and it drives me crazy," try saying, "I feel frustrated when I see clothes on the floor because it makes the house feel messy and disorganized to me." By owning your feelings and not blaming, the other person is less likely to feel attacked and defensive. They'll be more receptive to understanding your perspective. I statements help you express yourself authentically while maintaining emotional intimacy in the relationship. Asking questions to understand each other better. Asking the right questions is a key part of gaining a deeper understanding of each other's views, motivations, priorities, and experiences. Rather than demanding answers or interrogating, ask open and curious questions from a place of genuine interest in learning more about the other person. Some good question starters include what, how, and why to get detailed responses rather than yes or no answers. For example, instead of saying, "Why do you always want to stay home on weekends?" ask, "How do you like to spend your weekends, and why is that important to you?" Seeing issues from their perspective can help you find compromise instead of conflict. Ask follow-up questions when something strikes your interest. Maintain a spirit of openness so you both feel comfortable sharing honestly without fear of judgment. Thoughtful questions lead to greater empathy and connection with your loved ones. Managing conflict with respect. While disagreements are normal in any close relationship, it's important to manage conflicts respectfully rather than letting things escalate into harmful attacks. Take time to cool off if you are badly upset before addressing an issue. When you talk, speak to understand rather than just to be understood. Don't yell or use language intended to demean. Disputes should not degrade the relationship or the other person's self-worth. Stay focused on describing problems objectively without insults so you can work as a team to resolve them. Be willing to acknowledge your role rather than dismissing responsibility. Compromise usually provides the best outcomes, so actively listen for common ground you can build on. With practice, you'll develop skills to have difficult discussions constructively rather than letting pride or stubbornness damage intimacy. Address issues with care, empathy, and patience. Non-defensive responding. It's natural to feel defensive if criticized or confronted. Still, an important aspect of communicating effectively is responding intentionally without defensiveness. When the other person expresses how something you did made them feel, don't deny or try to justify yourself right away. Take a breath and acknowledge what they said without dismissing their perspective. You can say, "I can understand why you felt that way." Ask any clarifying questions respectfully rather than accusations. Then, when reflecting on how you can do better going forward, use I statements about your intentions rather than blaming external factors. For example, I didn't mean to neglect our plans, but I see now how my actions affected you, and I want to be more considerate. Respond with empathy, care, and accountability rather than defensiveness to nurture understanding. Give and receive constructive feedback. While praise and affection are wonderful, another important part of communication is giving and receiving constructive feedback in a supportive way. We all have room for growth, and periodic check-ins can help align expectations and prevent resentments from building up over time. Focus on one area for improvement at a time for manageability. Give feedback respectfully by describing objective behaviors rather than generalizing or attacking character. For example, rather than "you're inconsiderate," say, "When you forgot my birthday, I felt unappreciated." Be very clear on the impact. Feedback is most effectively delivered privately when both partners are calm and receptive. Express confidence in their ability to make positive changes. Ask how they can do better and reassure support going forward. Keep an open attitude when receiving feedback too, by acknowledging what resonates without defensiveness. With practice, feedback enhances understanding and deepens your bond over time. Body language and nonverbals matter. While words are important in relationships, communication happens through body language, facial expressions, and other nonverbal behaviors. We unconsciously pick up massive amounts of social cues this way. Be aware of how your posture, eye contact, distance, and tone of voice affect the interaction. Relaxed, engaged body language and a pleasant, attentive demeanor facilitate better communication. On the other hand, crossed arms, distracted fidgeting, or a condescending tone can convey disinterest or dissatisfaction despite polite words. Be mindful of consistent slouching, staring at phones, and other disengaged postures during conversations that may undermine authentic connection. Mirroring your partner's relaxed body language builds rapport through nonverbal synchrony too. While subtle, optimizing body language can significantly improve every communication exchange. Making time for quality conversation. In our busy lives, it's easy to lose track of nurturing our close relationships through deep, meaningful conversations. However, quality time spent talking together consistently makes all the difference. Schedule regular dates when phones are put away and focused attention is given to listening, sharing life updates, discussing important topics, and reconnecting intimately. While casual chats throughout the day also have value, uninterrupted stretches of undivided presence help you bond on deeper levels. Pick an activity you both enjoy, like going for walks, cooking together, or doing chores, as opportunities for extended dialogue. Make activities that facilitate creative discussion part of your routine, like cooking a meal together or traveling to a new place. Prioritizing quality sharing improves understanding, prevents resentment, and strengthens intimacy long-term in your relationship. Communication is a lifelong journey of growth that benefits tremendously from compassion, patience, and consistency. By practicing these strategies with caring intent, you nurture psychological safety, resolve conflicts respectfully, and grow closer through feeling deeply heard and understood. Developing open communication together builds a solid foundation for intimate relationships to flourish. We hope you found these tips helpful for improving communication in your relationships. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below sharing which insight you most plan to implement. Thanks for watching.